How's it going, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have I think what will be a very cool video for you to watch. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a field trip, and we're going to take a field trip in this 2022 refreshed, currently available LTZ Silverado crew cab. Now, we're not really going to go any further than a parking lot today in this truck. However, I am going to take you up to Monticello, New York. Monticello Motor Club, a racetrack up there where we just had recently attended a training event that General Motors puts on basically once a year. It's called the Find New Roads Experience. I love them. It's a great experience. It's great for salespeople to go and get real-world testing of vehicles that we sell every day to our clients. And before we get started, I just really want to thank GM, Chevrolet, the product trainers, the staff, like everybody involved with these events, because you really do put on a very good, educational, entertaining, just informative event that, again, I really enjoy going to. I'll continue to go to them as you have them. And again, if you're a salesperson with GM, Chevrolet, I highly recommend you attend these events. They're a great time. Now, these events start pretty early in the morning, so they actually have an option where we can go the day before. There's a dinner, you stay in a hotel. I think they were at a casino this year, and then in the following morning, they bus you over to the track. This way, you don't have to make that trip in the morning. We are about an hour and a half away from that track, so the other Dave and I elected to just drive up that morning. So needless to say, we got to the dealership here around 5:15 in the morning for an early start. Dave rolled in his Camaro ZL1, which we ended up taking a nice leisurely ride up to Monticello. So we arrived at Monticello Motor Club. It's a nice track. It's really just nestled into the woods, into the mountains. And, we start our day. So, you show up to these events. You basically go into like a registration. They get you set up. You usually get a whole bag of swag, a bunch of Chevy stuff. They have breakfast there for you. And they usually have a lot of cars on display. I noticed immediately once I saw that truck underneath that cover that I was going to get to see the all-new Silverado EV. This Silverado EV looks absolutely awesome. I love the light bar in the front, the 24-inch wheels. When you look at the interior of this, it is so futuristic looking. I love it. I absolutely love it. I really like the fact that they brought back the midgate, like in the old Avalanche. People love the Avalanche, the versatility of that midgate and being able to extend your bed into that truck. People are gonna love it. This is gonna be a very capable, very versatile vehicle. I can't wait to see it, and we should start seeing them in about a year, a little over a year. Once everybody arrives, they have like an opening session. It's a meeting, it's updates for us, it's updates on product, on goals that we need to achieve for the future, what they're anticipating, a lot of good information, updates on product, stuff like that. And then we basically break up into groups, and everybody goes about the track, and you follow your group around and you start the learning. And if you've watched my channel for any length of time, I'm a big product guy. I think that knowing the product is the most important part of the job, and you learn a lot. I always pick up stuff that I never knew at these events, and you get real world driving scenarios, right? So like when I say real world, we're driving a Chevrolet Corvette C8 on the track, hitting speeds over 100 miles an hour. Then we're driven in that car by a professional driver. We're driving the Tahoe Z71, the Colorado ZR2, the Silverado ZR2. We're driving these on an off-road course using all the functionality that they have, locking differentials, one pedal driving, hill descent control. They even had a towing demonstration set up for us. We got to take out a 5.3 liter V8 and a 2.7 liter turbo high output 4-cylinder on the track, towing 6,400 pounds to really feel the difference between the two vehicles and how they can handle towing that weight. Notice in this video how when you put your right turn signal on, your right camera comes on as well to make sure you get that trailer around the corner that you're turning. Then we get into a bunch of competitive comparisons, right? So one, we got to check out the Indy pace car, which was great. We heard it start up. It was awesome. Then we went inside the tent. They had another Z06 there. They also had a Porsche 911. So we're able to really compare and learn the differences between these two cars and why the Z06 is really the one you should buy between the two of them. They had the all-new 2023 refreshed Chevy Blazer there, right next to a 22. So we can see the differences in the front end, you know, the differences they've made to the headlights, to the front grille, the front fascia. We also were able to really check out the taillights on a vehicle, which they're really proud of. You know, it's really like a three-dimensional element inside that taillight, which gives it a really great look and really great attention to detail. You also have a new 10.2-inch bigger screen inside the new Blazer. And then they also had the competitors there, right? So they had the Ford Edge, the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and the Nissan Murano there. And not only do we get to compare these vehicles like on the surface, looking at the interiors and the exteriors, but we get to drive them all too on a road course. So you take it out on a course and you can really feel the difference in steering, suspension, acceleration, braking, all that sort of stuff, you know, real time, one after another, to get a great comparison.
I feel like I'm driving a go-kart compared to driving the Vette.
Oh, that's getting my volume? And I'm sitting here going la la la.
Then we went over to the other side of the park, right, where they had an off-road course set up. And I'm taking you on the ride for this one. So buckle up. Let's go for a spin in a 2022 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2.
All right, so welcome, guys. My name is Kelly, but if I make you mad, I'm Shelly.
Nice. That's pretty smooth.
So the first part of this course, we always want to make sure that there is no other vehicle coming because that's our side. We're going to go about 20 miles an hour over these little potholes. Now, right now, I'm just at 4 high with my rear lockers on. Now, everybody else kind of merges over to the right. We're going to stay to the left because Colorados do a little bit of a different course. Now, with these little hills over here, we're going to go about 15 miles an hour. Feel the suspension and how it takes the bumps quite nicely. Now the Silverados do the right, we're going to do the left. Now this is just for slow speeds. We want you to feel the chassis, feel the suspension doing its job without any slippage whatsoever, and just crawls right on over. The more aggression you're going to get from feeling the vehicles going slower speeds. And now we're going to go off-roading. Say hi to the Bolt. Now here, I'm going to stop the vehicle. I'm going to put it in neutral and put it in 4 low. Now, technically, we do not need to do this, but we're going to show you anyway. Now, I'm also going to put my front lockers on. Once my front lockers are engaged, I'm going to put it back into drive, and now I can go over anything. So I'm going to climb up this hill, staying a little bit to the left, and ease my front tire to drop and tap the brake. Then I'm going to kink you in this beautiful, gorgeous, soupy, soapy water with a big old frog that has been named George. He's right there now. Everybody say hi to George. And then climb
There is
out
a frog
under.
in here, right?
Yes. Told you. At first I thought George was a snake, so I'm really happy he's a frog. So I'm going to go ahead, stop, put it back in neutral. We're going to disengage 4 low, go to 4 high. Once you do that, it makes the lockers disengage automatically. Then I'm going to go ahead and put it in drive and continue on again.
Now, did that only disengage the front locker?
Yes, just the front lockers. The rears can stay on the whole time. Now, when you guys do it, I'm actually going to have you just leave it in 4 high and have just the rear lockers on so you can see a difference, because honestly, I believe that showcases the vehicle even better because you don't need all that to go over this kind of hill. You're not going to feel any slippage. Now right here we got a pretty intense divot, so be kind of calm to it because the back seat's not as friendly. It's pretty good, but not as friendly as the front seat. And plus, we want to be nice to Kelly because she's going to be bouncing around all day.
I thought it was Shelly.
It can be. Now here we're going to go about 7, 8, 9 miles an hour, just nice and easy. Mostly because you guys are nice to me and smell good, so I want to keep you in the truck as long as I can have you. Now this used to be filled with a bunch of water, but it has now been dried up. So hopefully by the end of the day that will have filled in again. But this is kind of, you know, snotty out here, but there's no slippage of the wheels. Takes the hills and everything effortlessly. Now you don't want to put the Suburban or the Tahoe back here because it's going to get all scratched up, even though it can do it perfectly. Colorados get a little more love. Now they actually decided to build this course last minute because imagine all those trucks, the Silverados, the Tahoes, the Trail Bosses, and the Colorados all on the same course. That would have been hectic, so it's kind of cool to get off the beaten track. We've already seen some fox, some deer, an angry squirrel, and if I see a bear, I'm out of here. I'm just saying that right now. But they let me know that they don't come out until nighttime. I'm a Florida girl. I'm used to alligators and squirrels.
I think alligators are worse than
you just
bears.
don't go in the water. And if you hear something scratching on your door, don't open it. You better look. So here we're going to take a right, and then the turn's going to continue to the right. And then we're going to take a left. Now make sure that nobody is coming down this hill because they're actually showcasing the hill descent. Now this hill up here, we're going to go about 11, 12 miles an hour. Now when you stay at 11, 12 miles an hour, this truck starts loading up and you're actually going to start loading speed. So you got to give her a little throttle. So we're going to go ahead and pull on up, going about 10, 12 miles an hour. And as I stay, see how it's starting to slow down the speed? Because it's loading up, it wants more power. Now, by the way, I'm allowed to say that. You three are not allowed to say that.
Yeah, we all got went silent.
I will say it because it's a true statement. But it just wants a little more power. Now, some people, they back off the throttle and then get hard on the throttle and start making divots and the truck starts to jump. You don't want to do that because, one, it also messes up the course. And this nice gentleman has to fix it back up. He actually is the one who built all this, which is pretty cool.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So we're going to be taking a left, of course, and we're going to go nice and slow in this area because you never know, someone could be jumping out.
So what do you think? Pretty cool, right? Fun ride, great capability to that Colorado ZR2. Now, if you like that, you're gonna love this. Sit back, relax, buckle up and enjoy the Silverado ZR2 on its off-road course.
And here's kind of our first and probably one of our more intense obstacles here. We're gonna be going over some nice different elevation changes on both sides of the truck. And we'll see here when we watch some of these guys in front of us go that they'll pick up their right rear wheel and they'll pick up their front left wheel. And that's why we're gonna turn on our E-lockers and front and rear. So when our rear wheel or one of our wheels picks up, the other one across from it will still be going the same speed as it. So we never lose any grip and we can just keep trucking through these obstacles. So we'll sit back here and we'll watch these guys go. Once they get everything all locked up and they're ready, they get the cameras on so they can see exactly where they're going, because when they're going up that hill, all you kind of see is blue sky, so you almost need the cameras just to see everything. So once they get rolling here, they take off. You see that right rear pickup right there, and the front even picks up just a little bit. Depends on kind of what part of the track you're on, but it'll pick up more or less. So we'll line up right behind these guys. We'll stop right at the base of the hill. Perfect, watch that front tire tuck in. So the cool thing about the truck is it really talks you through everything. So we try to lock the front and rear diff. It tells us to use 4-wheel low. We go to 4-wheel low, it tells us we got to shift into neutral. So it kind of just talks us through the step-by-step procedure on how to do everything. Also, while that's going, we're going to hit our mode button over to the right twice to go into terrain mode. And that's going to kind of be our one-pedal driving going up. We'll hit drive, we'll hit low on the transmission, turn our camera on. We'll go ahead and creep up over this like 3-4 mile an hour. We'll Feel that rear wheel pick up and goes right back down. Still going straight. We'll do this. We'll check our lefts, make sure the coast is clear. Do a hard left. We'll move up right in between these cones. We'll stop right about here. Full stop, throw it in neutral, shift back into 4 high. Once that icon quits flashing, you can feel it disconnect right there. We'll go into drive. We'll do our next section, showing off the Multimatic Dssv dampers. We'll hit this at about 15 mile an hour max. Just kind of showing how we go over these bumps. Real nice and easy stuff for this. Our next thing, kind of showing the rigidity of the whole truck and the articulation. Show our cameras, make sure we're going this nice and straight. Still 4 high with the rear diff locked. That rear wheel picks up, sets back down. We just kept moving the whole time. All right, now checking some of these other camera views. We'll do a nice little side-to-side roll here. Getting nice and close to these poles, but not quite close enough to touch them. We can see on the dash right here, we're rocking about 17 degrees of roll. Some of the product specialists are telling us that GM recommends just a maximum roll of 30 degrees, so just think about how much more of a bang that we could hit on this. Same thing on this side, don't hit those. And we got the same thing on the heads-up display, rocking about 16 degrees, and it shows me everything. Going back to the front, gotta have that camera on because right now we're just staring up at blue sky, but luckily I can see exactly what this leads for me. All right, going on to the next thing. This is kind of the faster part of the course, kind of just like a dirt road type deal. We're gonna still do a maximum of 20 mile an hour. Taking this nice and smooth. We're gonna watch these cones when we're coming through here. Sometimes in Colorado, we'll come through there, so we're gonna hug the right side of the course just in case they do. All right. Coming up to the true one pedal showcase. We're gonna turn our camera on, make sure we can see what we're doing. We got plenty of ground clearance, so you don't got to worry about scraping. We're gonna ride this nice and straight, watching the guys in front of us. So in terrain mode, we're already kind of in a one pedal driving mode where I can take my foot off and it really just slows us down, stops us right where we're at, not even using the brakes at all. But to really get the full experience, especially on a steep decline like this, we're gonna shift the car or the truck into low. So we're still in 4 high on the differential and the transfer cases, but to go into this, we're gonna shift into low. We're gonna watch, make sure the coast is clear, that he's out of our way so we're all safe. And then coming down here, at any moment you wanna take your foot off the gas, we're just stopping right away. No other feet are on the pedals at all. We take our feet off, and it just stops us, even on this steep decline. You can inch a little more forward. Right here, we're still rocking about 19 degrees of just tilt, and it's just holding us right up here, even 20. And you can feel when we're in drive, I can still pull forward and it kind of slows us down, but it's just not quite as aggressive as when we're actually in that low gearing. So we're gonna take a right, followed by a hard left. Going to this next dirt road kind of part. Here you can really feel the pull of the terrain mode slowing us down here, but if I get out of this mode and we're just in normal, when I take my foot off the gas, now we just coast just like any normal pickup would. Going to our second to last obstacle here. This is our hill descent mode. So we're going to take a nice sharp left, turn our cameras on, make sure we can see over. We're going to activate that when we see the green icon, we know we're good. And I'm going to creep over this hill with my foot on the brake until I see the prompt show up that says we're in hill descent control. And the more I hit the brake, the slower we go. So see, I'm just doing a mile per hour down this. And I can use the gas pedal or I can use the cruise control knob, and when I push up on it, we go 2, 3, 4, 5, set it whatever we want at. So you got 2 ways to adjust that there. We turn that off, do a nice hard right, full lock. Then again, this front camera, super important with this truck. We're gonna keep a nice constant throttle all the way up the hill, doing like no more than like 10 mile an hour, hitting all those bumps. Coast is all clear. We're gonna just keep on rolling through. And yeah, that's about it. We'll finish out the course here, and then we'll do a little front seat driver swap up here. I'll sit in that seat, You can switch me if you want.
Okay.
And yeah, not a test or nothing, so you don't got to worry about hitting all the buttons, right? I'll still walk you through it and help you guys out. So
it's impressive.
Yeah,
very impressive.
A lot of cool things.
I mean, that hill descent at 1 mile an hour just.
Yeah, it just holds you there. And
sitting
I mean,
there. It's
even
amazing.
on the, if we come over with
the folks that built that off-road course did a fantastic job. You know, on video, it may not look like much, but when you're inside that vehicle and you're getting sideways on angles and you're going up and down hills where you can't see over the edge unless you're using the camera, which is great technology to have in these trucks, you know, it's really a blast. It's a fun time. It's really great to see how these things work, again, in real world situations. This is stuff that I don't get to do just driving around Livingston, New Jersey and send the customers out on test drives. I really wish there was a time when customers could actually go to an event like this and experience this for themselves, you know, before they buy vehicles, because it's truly a great experience. You know, so for now, since they don't have that, you'll just have to rely on us as salespeople to explain to you the feelings we got and what we got out of these events. So again, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm going to leave you with the Corvette hot lap that I did with my pro driver. Now, I don't know if you saw that in my video yesterday, but that's going to end this video. But before you go, I just want to thank again Chevrolet, GM, the product trainers, the staff, everybody involved. It was a great time. Special shout out to my product trainer, Mike Owens, you the man, and to the guys up at Handy Chevrolet. Great speaking with you guys. It was a nice time having lunch with you and just kind of enjoying some conversation during that lunch break there. I appreciate you watching the channel. For all those who like Corvettes, watch the next minute and a half, 2 minutes of this video and save your money and buy one.
This place is awesome. We're kind of similar to Jersey. They got everything with the road courses and the off